through the Steel City. Is everybody ready to go? Let's proclaim the greatest radio show.
Welcome, fans, to another great edition of The Spread. I'm your host, Jim Sella, in studio with Big Easy and JDash. Going to talk a little Bucco Baseball for you today. How they doing in spring training, Dash? Losing? Probably.
No, the last I looked, they had the second best record in the Grapefruit League or whatever, but the record really doesn't matter.
Well, I have the best record in the Kiwi League, so what's that mean?
There is no Kiwi League,
You're
so
fruit.
you're just a liar, probably. But yeah, this segment we're going to just go over spring training for the Pittsburgh Pirates and how they did and what you think going forward. Let's go through the lineup. Let's start with who we project to bat first through ninth, and then we'll go over pitchers at the end there.
So ninth is probably going to be Alvarez, right? Just so the fans know they have to wait a while.
Eighth.
Why?
It's
Why?
at least going to be eighth because the pitcher bats ninth.
Oh, yeah, I guess. Well, some managers have been batting the pitcher eighth now.
To put a speed guy ninth, not Pedro Alvarez.
Beard.
But let's start off with the number one hitter, Josh Harrison.
Who I hear is going to struggle as a leadoff hitter, according to Sports Illustrated.
Well, that's what he did mostly last year, so he doesn't even have to repeat what he did last year. But this spring, he looks pretty good. He's hitting .302 with a .351 on base, has 2 jacks, only K'd 8 times in 53 at-bats. 2 walks is a little low, but we expect that from him. He doesn't take a lot of walks.
He's not going to be allowed to adjust his batting gloves 50 times and keep stepping out of the box. Is that going to affect his swing?
I mean, it can mess with players a little bit because they have a routine they like to do, but I'm sure they'll get used to it after a while.
Truth is, there's no one else to hit leadoff and we've never had a leadoff hitter.
Well, I mean, if Marte could definitely be a leadoff hitter, but he struggled there earlier last year, and Polanco could be a leadoff hitter too. They're all fast.
You love El Drafo's legs, Easy. That's a perfect leadoff hitter.
No, Polanco leading off is not doing it for me. Polanco really, to be honest, we'll get into Polanco later.
Well, actually, we'll get into Polanco right now.
Right now,
he's gonna
hit second.
I project him to bat second. Yeah, it makes sense. Marte struggled at the top of the lineup. I'd like to keep him a little bit lower down the lineup. I think that they're going to bat Polanco second. But he's having a little bit of struggles this spring. He was struggling a lot early in the spring, but he's picked it up. He went on a 10-game run where he got on base each game. He has 2 jacks, 6 RBIs. He's only hitting .250 with a .286 on base, though. His K rate is low, like you'd expect, because, I mean, that's what he did all throughout the minors. His walk rate is low, too, though, and I expect him to pick that up, and he's going to need to.
Yeah, I don't see that happening.
He doesn't even have a 300 on-base percentage. That's garbage.
.250, .286, you don't want that from him. He definitely has to pick it up during the regular season.
More like 350, 486.
Believe it.
But like I said, he was hitting like around 100 there for a while early. So recently he's probably hitting well over 300. Third, who's going to bat third?
McCutcheon.
Even I know that. Come on, man.
Come on, man.
He's going to lose it, though. He cut his dreads off.
He's lost. He makes him more aerodynamic.
Well, they're saying he looks faster this spring, not because of the hair or anything, but just that he looks faster this year.
He lost 10 pounds when he cut his hair.
But he hasn't played all spring. He had some time off. He only had 32 at-bats this spring. Hit .375 with a .382 on base. Only took the 1 walk. Only 5 Ks. So, I mean, you got to expect good things out of Kutch going into this season.
Yeah, he's fine. As long as he stays healthy, he's one of the best players in baseball.
Yeah, he was hurt. Not injuries, just hurt.
He's butt hurt because somebody didn't like him.
Yeah, that's probably
They made fun of a picture on Instagram when he cut his dreads.
Kutch is like one of the best players in baseball. It'll just keep happening that way because the rest of the league's
for
garbage.
At least the next 3-4 years he should be.
Yeah, easily.
All right, batting fourth, Neil Walker.
Wow, I thought you were going to have horrible Pedro there.
No, Pedro don't bat fourth. They already established the fact that he struggles in the fourth spot, and they're not going to stick him there now, especially when he's coming off a down season.
They left so many men on base last year from the cleanup spot. It's ridiculous.
But Walker, he's having a good spring, too. He's hitting .327 with a .362 on base. His strikeout is a little higher than his usual in past years.
Well, I hope it works out, man.
Yeah, he has
we
2
need
home runs.
production from that spot bad.
He drove in 10 RBIs. So, I mean, that's nice in 55 at-bats if he can do that throughout the season. No, you got to expect him to miss time, too. Walker's always going to miss 15 days here. You know what I mean?
So when Gunn takes his job, is he going to hit hit fourth?
He's not going to take his job, though.
Not if Neil Huntington has anything to do with it.
Well, I mean, they're not going to trade Neil Walker in the middle of the season. Is that funny?
Why not?
Because you don't trade when you're a winning team. You don't do what Billy Beane did. He just showed last year you trade your good hitters away and you lose.
The Pirates have always traded dudes away, man. Always.
When was the last time they traded a good hitter away during the season?
When was the last time they had a good hitter?
They got 9 of them this year.
They got 2.
Yeah, I guess
You were so wrong about the Pirates.
You're slightly right. I don't understand why they just don't sign Neil Walker to begin with and keep him as a Pirate.
Well, I
What's
mean,
the
we
big
went
deal?
over it before. He's going to be turning 30 soon. You start to drop off around 32 years
Then
old. He
trade him and
already
get-
has back problems.
trade him and
That's
get
what I'm
something
saying.
then.
You trade him to get something, but you don't do it in the middle of the season.
Okay.
Unless you're losing. If you're out of the playoff picture, then that's when you want to make the deal. Kung, he could take over second base when Walker leaves, but it's definitely not going to be this season. Batting 5th, Starling Marte.
Dude's like 35 years old.
Some people believe so.
Wasn't he on that Little League team and he said he was 13, but he was really 20? Wasn't that him?
Yeah.
No.
Marte was the left fielder for that team.
That was 35 years ago.
Marte, what do you think? Who's better, Neil Walker or Starling Marte?
Neil Walker.
Marte, I'd say.
Oh, yeah? He's like concussion prone, though, ain't he? What about he gets hit in the head one more time? He's out 30 games. He's out a month, I bet.
He's going to think he's 35. He gets hit in the head one more time.
Well,
I think over-under concussions for Marte this year, 2.5.
What, he had 1 concussion in 2 years?
That's a
No,
lot.
I could have swore he had 2 concussions just last year.
I don't believe so, man.
2
He
in
just
2
had that
days.
one.
All right.
He
we'll
came
see.
back. He was one of the best hitters in baseball the second half of the season last year.
He can't remember it,
Yeah,
though.
it's because he was out of his mind.
Listen, he hit 348 this spring with a 368 on base, so he's looking ready to go. 2 jacks, 7 RBIs,
He is ready to go.
scored 12 runs.
No
He
doubt
must
about
have
that.
listened to the greatest radio show.
He's pumped.
He's going to be one of the best outfielders in baseball this season, I believe.
That's it.
Until he's not.
I can see it happening, too.
Batting 6th, Pedro Alvarez.
Work in progress, I guess, huh?
Well, I think that's the best place for him. You don't want to put Marte too low. Marte struggles at the top of the lineup, like I was saying before. Marte's a great 5 hitter, and Pedro can't hit 4th. If Pedro could hit 4th, that'd be the best thing for him, but he can't do it. So 6th is the best spot for him.
Sounds good to me.
Well, listen,
I
he's
see him
hit.
crack one off of Tillman the other day.
Yeah, he's having a great spring.
Yeah.
5 jacks, 17 RBIs. He's hitting 275, just the 296 on base. But he's looking great to me. And they're saying he looks good at first base, too.
He's just growing a beard to try to get a sponsorship from Gillette. You know what I'm saying?
DollarShaveClub.com.
Dollar Shave Club, so he can be like, well, look at me, guys.
He wants to get shocked by the old guy.
Yeah, he wants He wants razor endorsements. That's what
You
that's
see
my
Brett
Pirate
Kiesel.
insiders are
Brett
telling me.
Kiesel's getting all kinds of endorsements
yeah.
for his beard.
The
He
one
wants
thing
to follow Kiesel's lead.
The one thing I do like here, in 51 at-bats, he's only struck out 11 times. That's well below his usual rate.
Of like once every other time.
Oh,
No, he is over 25% of the time.
Pedro's K rate is brutal.
Marte has a hard time with striking out, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's improved a little bit, but he still Ks a lot, too. But it doesn't matter if you can keep your average up like Marte can.
Yeah.
Pedro can't.
Just when he gets out, it's more than less likely a strikeout.
All right, batting 7th. Who would you put batting 7th? Would you do Mercer or would you do Cervelli?
Mercer, I'd keep Cervelli at 8.
All right, well, Jordy Mercer is having a great spring. He's hitting 345 with a 400 on-base percentage. His K rate's low. He's taken a good amount of walks. He's hit 3 jacks. He's looking ready to go, too.
Serviceable.
Yeah, he's a serviceable short. Well, he's
Mediocre.
He's very good. I like him
I'm
defensively.
just gonna say it. I'm gonna put it all out there for you. Mediocre, serviceable. What else has he got going for him?
Half-ass.
Well, he At least last
plays
season,
hard.
he was very good defensively. He was
Yeah.
one of the better defensive shortstops, starting shortstops in baseball. And that's really the most important thing. He needs to repeat last season defensively, and then whatever you get out of him offensively is just a bonus.
Well, if you end up letting Kong Wong take your spot, then you're garbage.
Believe it.
We'll see what happens.
And then batting eighth, Francisco Cervelli.
Who you mentioned to me a couple days ago was tearing it up, wasn't he?
Having a huge spring. He's hitting .297 with
Looks
a
good.
.447 on-base percentage. Only struck out 7 times with 8 walks. Has 4 jacks and 8 RBIs. So he's looking pretty good. And the most important thing with him is staying healthy.
Yeah, and he looks like he's happy, fitting right in with the team. Already.
They're saying he's one of the better catchers at pitch framing too, just like Russell Martin. So that's big.
Not bad. We're gonna see how that works out.
And then batting ninth would be the pitcher.
Garrett Cole.
Well,
that would be what's his name?
Francisco
Block Lariano. Cole's
Lariano.
gonna sub for him.
No,
first time
well,
up.
who they pick as the 5th starter? Locke, didn't they?
Yeah.
Locke can't swing a baseball bat. I'll tell you that. Dude's garbage at the plate.
Cole's our best hitting pitcher.
Yeah. Why don't these pitchers figure out how to hit? Come
They
on
know
now.
how to hit in college. That's the weird
Yeah, they
part.
just
Because
stop
they
hitting.
spend no time doing it,
I don't
man.
care. Stay with it. Instead of with a straw up your nose, spreading PEDs on yourself, learn how to bat.
Let's go over these pitchers real quick, though. We'll start off with Lariano. He's pitched 12 innings this spring, made 4 starts, 14 strikeouts, 4 walks, 8 hits allowed, and .075 ERA. So that's probably why they gave him the number 1 job, because him and Cole are pretty close in terms of talent right now, and he's having the best spring out of all the pitchers. So
I heard he sneezed and pulled his groin.
you're probably lying about that.
That's what I heard, man. That's not what I said. That's what I heard.
Mm-hmm.
Francisco, yeah, he can't hit either.
No,
He
he
has no-
can't hit.
or bunt.
Well, who cares about hitting? I want to see how he
Well,
pitches.
he's batting 9th. He will be batting.
Yeah,
9th.
but
Yeah,
we're not
okay.
worried about their hitting stats. God damn it. All right.
Opening day starter Francisco. Yeah, he'll be all right.
He looks real good right now. Hopefully he can keep that up. Our number 2 pitcher would be Garrett Cole. He's having an okay spring. 16.2 innings pitched, 12 Ks, 4 walks, allowed 13 hits, a .324 ERA. Low 3s, that's the low side you want out of him. You hope he can get into the high 2s, though. Hopefully one day.
He's still trying to find his game. I mean, yeah, he can throw hard, but
He's a good pitcher. He just got to stay healthy, too. He missed some time last year, too.
yeah.
TJ's on the way for him.
Well, when he came up through the minors and everything, they were saying this is one of the most durable pitchers in all of baseball. Really, last season was the first year he had injury problems. We just don't want to see that repeating.
Yeah.
Our third pitcher, A.J. Burnett. He started off slow this spring, but he's picked it up a little bit. His ERA is still .486, but it was well over 6 before, so he's pitching better.
He's old. He doesn't have to pitch well early.
The thing that scares me, though, is just like last season, his walk rate is way up. 16.2 innings. He already has 9 walks. Still, the Ks are there. He always has the Ks. 14 Ks, allowed 15 hits. He's not looking great, but he is looking better as of recent. And he might be a pretty good third pitcher for him. I'd rather see him at number 4.
I'll take him as number 1.
Yeah, who knows? If he gets 10 wins this year, I'm happy.
All right, how about our number 4 pitcher? Nobody here likes him. I like him a little bit, but Jim hates him. You hate him. Charlie Morton.
Dude's garbage.
I
How's he
don't
still in the Major
necessarily
League
hate
Baseball?
him, but
Yeah,
he's just one of the highest paid Pirates, and that's screwed up.
Yeah,
figure that
his
out.
contract is high, but
Jeez.
what are you gonna do? He's having
Win.
he's having a bad spring though too.
Have an ERA under 4, maybe.
He has a 6.46 ERA, 15.1 innings pitched, just 3 Ks and 5 walks, 19 hits allowed.
He don't care. He spends all the time down in Bradenton fishing and sailboating, and he don't
Trying
care.
to get people to hit ground balls so he doesn't have to do any work.
Probably down there partying. He don't take spring training serious anyway.
Yeah, he's gonna have to
don't
pitch
take the
better than
season
that if he's
serious.
gonna want to stay in the rotation, because he'll be out of the rotation if he pitches like that for sure.
Yeah. Locke's garbage too.
Locke?
I'm sorry.
He hasn't looked good this spring either, but he's looked a little better than Morton. He has a 6.27 ERA, which isn't much better.
I thought they were going to give it to Worley.
But listen, he 6 walks in 18.2 innings isn't terrible. 13 Ks isn't bad. A little too many hits though. 23 hits. 13 earned runs allowed. Yeah, he got to get better
With the
too.
lefty for that position. That's
Vance Worley pitched a little better than him. I'm surprised he didn't get the 5th spot.
me too.
But that's it for that. Couple bench players maybe. You want to know how your favorite Korean is doing?
Yeah.
Gung's tearing it up. I think he hit like
Gung Wong. Well, who takes
25
Snyder's
jacks.
who takes Snyder's position this year?
Corey Hart. We'll go over
All
him
right,
too.
yeah. What's this old veteran beat nut doing?
He's hitting 333 with a 400 on base, 1 jack.
4 bats.
30 at bats, 10 for 30.
I don't know. I still hate when they sign veterans like that. They never.
Well, I mean, as backups, it's not as
Yeah.
bad as what they used to do. It used to
Bring them in as starting.
as their
Yeah.
best player.
Seriously.
But every team signs veterans
Derek
somewhere.
Bell's
You know
your
what I
best
mean?
player when
Yeah.
he's 42 years old.
Right.
Kung, he's having a bad spring. 205. Actually, he's picked it up a little bit too because he was down around 100. So he's hitting 205 with a 286 on base. He's K'd way too much. 17 Ks and 44 at bats. But he did hit 2 jacks.
No way he should be on the baseball team.
Well, it's good to have him though because he's pretty good defensively. And he can play third, short, and second.
It's basically a high-priced rookie who don't speak English on the bench.
He's not that high price. The deal was
Why couldn't they just have
4 years, $11 million.
still paying $11 million for a guy who's never played one day in the States? They couldn't just brought a prospect up and had a prospect on the bench instead.
Well, you gotta
And put this money towards something else instead of
you
a
gotta
guy.
spend money internationally too.
No,
man.
you don't.
Oh,
no,
yeah?
you don't.
Oh,
well then
well-
bring him up from Cuba then.
Well, guess
Don't
who
bring
we
him
wouldn't
over-
have? Gregory Polanco wouldn't be on our team if we didn't spend international money.
Where's Polanco from?
The Dominican or
All
something.
right, well the Dominican's different than Korea.
We didn't draft Polanco. We signed him as an international free agent.
Yeah, but he spent time and he come up and was in the minor league system and worked his way. I mean,
because we
spent
signed him
time
younger.
there.
Kung's 27 years old.
They didn't. It still doesn't matter to me how old he is.
But isn't it better from the play in the minors and then to just sit on the bench in the
Why does he
majors?
automatically make a team? Because he's 27 years old and he shined in Korea. Why does he just automatically earn a spot on the team? That's what I'd like to know.
Who would you like to be the backup third baseman, shortstop / second baseman, like the utility player on the team?
Could have been anybody. Could have been a young prospect instead of an 11 million Korean who never played baseball in a major league.
Some people are...
Why would you want to bring a prospect up to do the same thing when you want them to get playing time because they're young? Kung's not going to learn anything from playing in the minors. He's already 27 years old. These, like an Alan Hansen, you want him to come up and play short and second as a backup. You need him to get some at bats.
Okay, I'm hating on this dude hard because I want him to prove me wrong. I guess.
I mean, yeah, he got to play
Whatever,
better
yeah.
than he did this spring.
Don't get me
but-
wrong. I'm hating now, but I guess it's kind of a reverse psychology deal. Like I'll hate on him because I want him to shine. Like
Some people are
someone's got-
saying the reason they signed Kung Young, Mung, whatever his name is
Jackie Chan.
is they want to market they want to
Jackie
market
Chan.
more internationally. They want
They wanna
to
get
spread-
international.
You know, they want to spread the
Well,
game
they
out.
are. They've already spread internationally. They got the number
Please
one
believe.
terrorist in the world sporting their
That's
logo.
it.
They got that
So
terrorist.
they wanted to grab the market from Korea. They signed the most popular players, so now everybody in Korea is going to be a de facto Pirate fan
They got
because
the
the best player
terrorism-
in Korea.
Listen,
Bargain
before,
unlocked.
before the Pirates were good and everybody was saying they weren't spending money, they were actually spending most of their money in the international market.
And look how that's turned out.
Yeah, look at our team.
Not one.
We got Gregory Polanco, dude.
Gregory Polanco is nothing to me right now. He's nothing. I don't think he has an impressive arm in the outfield. He's done nothing at the plate to impress me. He's only had 1 year, okay? And abbreviated at that, right? Like, did he play the whole year last year? No.
No.
Okay, so he's not even had a full year yet. He's got to prove something to me. I'm
But you
not,
wanna
I'm not,
bring
I'm
more
not, I'm not
prospects up
kissing
to
his
play.
behind right now.
But he's...
No, I don't want to spend $11 million on a guy and just give him a spot. There's probably a 28-year-old down in AAA that has earned the spot, and they're just not giving it to him. because they want to grow internationally. For who wants to grow internationally? You don't want to move the team to London. Why do we want to grow internationally in Korea?
The Cubans are the best goddamn players in baseball.
So then let's start smoking cigars, not making fireworks. The Koreans got sick firework displays. Are we? Because I'll scream about the Pirates all day long. And
You know who else was in
if you want to get
international
dead
signing?
serious, Polanco is shit to me right now.
You know who else was an international signing?
Who?
Starling Marte.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Did he play in AAA before he just?
Oh,
did they sign him and just straight put him on the team?
Well, they signed him in 2007 when he was young.
I don't care what the age is. Bryce Harper coming to the league at 18. Bryce Harper's he's 22 years old. He's been in the league for 4 years already.
Okay, what's that mean?
Even he spent some time in AAA, I think.
Well, yeah,
a month or something. At least he was there for like a month.
That's because he was young as hell, man.
So basically, we threw $11 million on a player, hoping we can have a solid bat.
Well, that's what they said. They said if it doesn't work out, they didn't spend a lot of money, so it's not going to hurt them financially.
I'd rather put a young guy in there and see if he can grow.
If you can get him consistent at bats, yes, but these guys aren't going to get consistent at bats.
All right, well, now, Dash is what you guys don't know is he's sitting here with a Kong jersey on.
You're dead wrong.
He's already got the home Kong jersey on. I don't understand. I don't even know if they made them yet. He must have got it off of eBay.
He had it specially made. Kong.com.
It says you got the freaking Kong jersey on right now. That's how pumped he is. I'm sick of it already.
It's his Korean team.
Wrap us up.
The Flying Dragons.
Wrap us up.
Ricky the what was his name? Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
Tatanka.
He was the Indian. He wasn't Oriental.
I don't care.
It was so racist what they made that guy do. He had to run around the ring going, yo, 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 yo.
Yeah, I don't care. He was a fighter.
That was good.
He was a fighter. What do you predict our record to be at the end of the year? How many wins? I'll start. I'll say 89 wins.
I was going to say 89. I'll say 91 then.
I don't know, low 80s. 83 maybe.
Did they go over five? Are they over 500? Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Well, if 83 is your pick, then yeah.
All right, so they're definitely over 500 this year. Keep the streak of over 500 going, baby.
Keep
Let's
the
make
playoff
it
streak going.
Fuck the playoff streak. I want over 500 streak.
What?
Dude, it was 20 straight years of not being a 500 team. I want to keep a 500 streak going. If you make the playoffs, so be it. If they finish over 500 and don't make the playoffs, I'm not mad.
Oh, I'm not
mad one bit.
I'm not too mad, but I'd rather see him make the playoffs at 60 and 102.
Wrap it. That was garbage.
Well, thank you guys for coming in studio. Thank you, fans, for listening. You can follow us on Twitter at bet_the_spread. You can follow me on Twitter at betjimthewin. Like us on Facebook. Subscribe to that YouTube channel. When the Buccos go down in flames, I'll be drinking vodka and laughing at Dash.
Catch us pirate pregame at the Rivers Casino.
All you did this year was tell me how awesome the Penguins are going to be before the season.